In this video, let's talk about the CSS position. We have especially there are four types of CSS position. First one is the static, and this is the default CSS position. If you do not provide any position in CSS, then it will automatically take the static position. And another one is the relative position, and next one is the absolute position, and last one is the fixed position. You may get confused about the relative and absolute position. You have to understand more about it. But static position is the default position, so we do not need to worry about it. And fixed position means we are putting our element into the one fixed place, and we are not going to change that position anymore. So first of all, let's create here the new file, and I want to create the new file name as 33 POSITION position.html html. And after creating this file, so this file is creating here, and after creating this file I want to use the boilerplate here, and I just want to change this document into the CSS POSITION position. And after that I also want to create here the style HTML element to make the internal CSS. And inside this body section I want to create one div with the ID name as parent, and inside this div I want to create more 3 div here, and I want to keep the ID name as child1. This is my first div. And also I want to create this another div with the ID name as child2. And also I want to create here last div, that is div and then the ID name as child3. And I'm creating here the 3 div. This is the child div, and I'm creating here one parent div. I want to style this parent div at first, and then I will style the child div. So to create the ID, we have to put the hash symbol at first, and then I can select the parent here. And I want to provide here height as 200 pixel and width as 600 pixel. And also I want to provide here one border, 1 pixel solid red. And if I run this code by pressing on the go live options from here we got one div, and it has the 200 pixel height and 600 pixel width, and the color is red with the border. After that I want to create here the another ID with the name as child1, and inside the child1 I want to give the height as 100 pixel and width as also 100 pixel, and then also I want to provide your border 1 pixel solid green. And after that I want also provide here the background color. Background color as I want to provide here the gray color. And if I want to provide here another thing, that is margin as 15 pixel. And if I go to browser here, now I got this one small div inside this big div here. So this is my first child div. And also I want to create another child div. So I just want to copy this code from here, and I want to paste it down, and I want to just change this child into the child2, and I want to change this background color as blue. And also I want to copy and paste this code again, and I want to change this ID name as child3, and I want to put gray color into the another color, that is pink color. So if I go to here, I got this 3 small div. And we have already studied about the CSS display property. If I want to put this div into the horizontal, then I can use here the another property, that is display property. If I put display, and if I give the value as inline block, and I want to copy this value again here, and I want to paste into the child2 and also in the child3. And if I go to browser again, now I got this div in a horizontal way. Now let's start our main part, that is position in CSS. At first I want to show you the we do not need to talk about the static position, because this is the static position. If I provide here the static, if I choose the child2, and if I provide the POSITION position and static, and if I go to browser, nothing gonna be changed here because this is the default value. So we do not need to worry about the static position. So I can just remove the static position from here. And I want to write here again position, POSITION position, and then I want to give here value as relative. And if I give the relative value, and if I go to browser, nothing will happen here because this value also nothing gonna be changed. If I provide here the relative value, then I can provide the value of top value. I can provide another property, that is top, and also the left top. If I provide the top value as 20 pixel, and if I go to the browser again, now you can see I got the 20 pixel from the top, and I can also provide the top and then the right. If I provide the right value, or you can say the left value or bottom value. So if I provide left value as 30 pixel, and if I go to browser here, now I got the 30 pixel from the left. If I keep the 300 pixel from the left, you can see here, if I provide the 300 pixels from the left, but its original position is remains constant here. So none other element can goes into its place. So this is all about the relative position in CSS. If I change this position into the absolute position, what will happen? If I type here the position here, and if I change it to the absolute, and if I go to browser, now you can see here our pink color goes inside the blue color, because if I change into the absolute position takes the value from the position parent. It means it will check whether there is a position property used or not in their parent element. If the parent element doesn't contain the position value, or you can say the position property, then it will go into the another parent. It will search for the nearest parent, and if it doesn't find any position property in their parent element, then it will goes into the body element. So it means that at first, if I provide the absolute position in the child div, then it will search for the whether there is a position property used or not in the parent element. If the position element is not provided in the parent element, then it will at last it will goes into the body element. It means that if I use the absolute position, then its original position is also not reserved there. Other HTML element can goes into their original position, because we are using here the absolute position. So you may get my point. I think you are understanding my point. If I use the absolute, then its original position none remains constant. But if I talk about the relative position, it always remains its original place, always constant there. Okay. So if I give the value as top value as top value as 40 pixel, and the left value as 300 pixel, and if I go to here, now I got this blue color here, and the position of the blue color has overwritten by the pink color. So I got the blue color here, and if I change this, if I make my parent element as the absolute position element, then I can just type here position, and if I give the relative, and if I go to here, now it's changed a little bit change here, but it goes the top and right value from the parent element. And if I remove this relative value from here by making the comment, now its value is again changed, because it starts from the parent element, not parent element, it starts from the body element. So in this way you can use the position, that is relative position, and then the absolute position. And if I want to talk about the fixed position, then I can just type here the fixed value. If I give the if I want to position as 6, then I can just type here the fixed. And if I go to here again, this blue color is here, and if I want to fix always this position, then I can create here the one more text here, like I can create here the lorem text here. If I can create here the p tag in lorem 1000 word, and if I press enter, if I press enter here, lorem 1000, and if I go to the browser, now I got this scroll bar, and if I scroll this bar here, now I got this blue color div is fixed here, because it's, if I scroll this bar here, now this position has fixed here, and other position is changed here. In this way, you can use the relative position, and then the absolute position, and then the fixed position. Relative position means we can use the relative positions from the original positions of its element, and it's another element never goes into its original position. But if you talk about the absolute position, it will take the value from the nearest parent position element, and if doesn't find any position element in parent, then it goes into the body element, and other HTML element can goes into its original position. And if I talk about the position in fixed element, fixed property, fixed value, then its value is always gonna be fixed into one place, and it's never gonna be change its position. And if we talk about the starting, this is the default value. If you get any confusion regarding this video, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.